Hey guys, what's up? My name is Sean Wayne and eto na tayo. Pa-exciting ng pa-exciting guys ang ganap. So kitang-kita naman sa headline, VP Sara Duterte files SC petition challenging the House impeachment. So ang pinag-uusapan po natin dito ay yung fourth impeachment complaint. Hindi ko Grabe naman 'to si VP Sara, ang lakas manggulat, 'no? Yesterday alone 'no, Mindanaoan lawyers sa pangunguna po ni Attorney Torion. So, sabi dito muna, pag-usapan muna natin dito. Mindanaoan lawyers other as Supreme Court to stop Sara Duterte's impeachment. Eto, diniscuss nila rito during their, hindi ko po napanood, no? Disclaimer, hindi ko pa po napapanood yung entire press ko nila Attorney Torion. Pero dito, sabi, lawyers from Mindanao and others on Tuesday asked Supreme Court to direct the Senate to cease and desist from conducting the impeachment trial. Vice President Sara Duterte arguing that is based on defective complaint. Kung maalala nyo, ito ay isa sa mga napag-usapan namin sa live ni VP Sara. Ay, VP Sara, sorry. Ni Ma'am Joey. VP Sara tuloy. Kasi tapa kasi ni Ma'am Joey si VP Sara eh. In 114-page petition, they also asked the Supreme Court to declare article of impeachment as null and void. Ano ba ang argument nila Attorney Torion dito? We feel that the impeachment complaint is constitutionally deficient. One of the petitioners and also the legal counsel of KOJC, Apollo Quiboloy, said in an ambush interview. It is a violation of pertinent constitutional provision, and it is likewise jurisdictional, void, and same should be dismissed and not entertained by the Senate of the Republic of the Philippines. Aside from Torion, the other petitioners like Attorney Martin Delgra III, former Land Transportation Franchise and Regulatory Board Chief Attorney James Reserva, Attorney Hilary Olga Reserva, lawyer of Socorro Bayanihan Services Incorporated, leader J. Renzi Quilerio. Torion said that the impeachment trial is defective and it did not consider the first three impeachment complaints filed against VP Sara. The impeachment complaints were filed against Duterte in December 2024, all of which were connected to the alleged misuse of confidential fund. It was the first impeachment complaint that was endorsed more than 200 lawmakers on February 5th. This was transmitted to the Senate on the same day. Ayon nga dito, the Constitution specifically said under Article 3, Section 3, thereof mandates that upon receipt of the impeachment complaint, the same should be included in the House in order of business within 10 session days. If you recall, pinatulog nila yung dalawang unang impeachment complaint. Ang tanong, bakit? And thereafter, the Speaker should have referred it to the Committee on Justice within 3 days, and these are mandatory provision which was not followed by the House of Representatives. Gaya ng sinabi ko nga sa inyo, yung sinubmit po, yung pinadala sa amin, nung kami po ay iniimbita dyan sa House of Representatives. Kasama po doon sa House Rules na nabasa natin is ang kanilang House Rules when it comes to impeachment. Okay? Kaya doon, tinatanong ko, paano nila nagawa yung mga yon? And it was also posted, no other than Miss Malutikia and Tio Moreno sa kanilang mga Facebook pages. Na ayon nga doon sa dalawa na nagsulat tungkol dyan, may mga napapansin silang hindi normal. May irregularity kumbaga. Diba? And here we are now. Thereafter, the Speaker should have referred it to the Committee of Justice within 3 days, and there are mandatory provisions which were not followed by the House. Ang tanong, pwede ba yon? Pero ayon po kasi sa Supreme Court, ay sa nabasa kong case tungkol sa power of contempt ng tawag dito ng Supreme Court. Sabi nila doon sa kanilang desisyon, dapat nasusunod ang kanilang published rules. Dahil yun ang magiging basihan ng ating mga participants. Like halimbawa kami, no, naiimbita diyan sa House of Representative in aid of legislation. So ang magiging basihan namin kung mag-a-anchor kami ng aming mga argumento eh manggagaling din mismo sa kanilang house rules, 'di ba? It has to be published. Kaya question ko itong si Congressman Rog Gutierrez. Kung meron kayong special rule under your committee, dapat yan din ay publish. How do you expect us? We cannot be held liable, no? For anything. Like halimbawa, paano ba ang tamang proseso sa pag-iimbita? Ayon nga sa as advised by the lawyers, no? Ayon sa kanila, ang sistema ng pag-i-invite as a resource person ng House of Representative, invitation, show cause order, then subpoena. 'Di ba? Pero ang nangyari nga daw po sa amin, invitation, show cause order, invitation. Then ngayon may subpoena na. 'Di ba? Oh. Bakit ganun yung proseso nila? Bakit mismo sila hindi nila nasusunod ang sarili nilang mga proseso? Which is again, ang magiging reference ng lahat ng tao, hindi lang kami, pero lahat ng tao, is based dun sa mga published nilang house rules. So going back to this, sa sinasabi ni Atty. Torion, ito yung house rules niyo eh. Ito yung sinasabi niyo dyan eh. So bakit hindi niyo nasusunod? Will this make your impeachment defective because hindi niyo nasunod ang inyong mga house rules? That will know kung depende sa magiging desisyon ng Supreme Court, 'di ba? But then again, in the words of the Supreme Court, dapat nasusunod ko ano yung mga published rules ninyo. Okay? Oh. Aside from Torion and said Duterte was not given due process. It did not also follow the constitutional prescribed verification process, and because of these three and other grounds, the impeachment complaint should be dismissed and not be entertained, ayon sa kanya. Meanwhile, Torion said that Duterte was not involved in the filing nor she is sponsoring them. VP Sara has nothing to do with this, and this is our move because we feel that impeachment complaint is defective. Ayon din sa kanya, but impeachment prosecutor not flawed. But impeachment prosecutor Representative Rog Gutierrez maintained that the impeachment complaint transmitted by the House of Representatives to the Senate is not flawed. That we will know depende sa magiging desisyon ng Supreme Court because they are the luminaries. No? They know exactly how they are going to interpret this. 'Di ba? Ngayon, punta naman tayo dito kay VP Sara. Ayon nga dito sa inyo, guys, mainit na mainit pa. Mainit pa to. Vice President Sara Duterte has filed a petition with the Supreme Court challenging the validity and constitutionality of the fourth impeachment complaint. Ano naman ang argumento rito ni VP Sara? The petition for certiorari and prohibition with urgent application of temporary restraining order and writ of preliminary injunction was filed with the Supreme Court on Tuesday. So that was yesterday, which hindi natin alam, no? Supreme Court confirms VP Sara filed, no, a petition for certiorari and prohibition versus impeachment case yesterday, no? Kitang-kita naman dito. The respondent in the petition are the House of Representatives represented by Speaker Lord. Ilang beses bang maglalabas-pasok 'tong si Romualdez dun sa loob ng ng Supreme Court, the Senate. Diyos ko. By Senate President Chis Escudero and the House Secretary Reginald Velasco. The petition seeks judicial intervention from the High Court to uphold the due process and raise serious legal and constitutional concerns. Regarding the fourth impeachment complaint, according to the Fortune Narvaza Salazar law firm. Ito pala nag-handle ng Spokesperson Attorney Camille Ting meanwhile said that the Duterte's petition was not included in the NBank agenda on Tuesday. To recall, 3 impeachment complaints were filed against Duterte in December 2024, all of which were connected with the illegal misuse of confidential fund. It was the fourth impeachment complaint that was endorsed by one-third of the lawmakers from the House of Representatives and was later on transmitted to the Senate. Ito ang sinasabi ni Attorney Makalintal. Ito na rin yung sinasabi ni retired Justice um, Carpio, 'di ba? So, tama sila, 'di ba? The Senate, however, adjourned on the same day without tackling the impeachment case. Escudero said Duterte's impeachment trial will most likely start after the Senate SONA. Lawyers from Mindanao and others also asked SC earlier to direct the Senate to cease and desist from conducting the impeachment trial of Duterte, arguing that it is based on a defective complaint. In a 114-page petition, they also asked the Supreme Court to declare the articles of impeachment as null and void. A petition for mandamus asking the Supreme Court to compel the Senate to immediately convene as the impeachment court for Duterte's trial was also filed last Friday. May isang nag-file na pinagmamadali yung impeachment ni VP Sara, tapos meron naman dalawang nag-file to question the constitutionality and the process, no? If it was followed, di ba? Ang gulo na. Duterte had said that she is not contemplating resigning from her position yet and after the House of Representatives impeach her. Ito yung nakakatawa eh. Maraming mga bangag junior supporters, no, even dyan sa loob ng Senado, ng Kongreso, ang pinagre-resign niya. Maybe because they think and feel that what they did is defective. Maybe. Diba? Well, the impeachment court has yet to be convened. Duterte said at the earlier stage that she will not appear since she said it is allowed. She has also maintained that she welcomes the filing of impeachment complaint as this would provide an opportunity to answer allegation hurled against her. The 7 articles of impeachment against conspiracy, malversation, bribery and corruption, unexplained wealth. Take note kailan ba naging vice president si Sara Duterte? Imaginein mo dragging her um tawag dito, her duties while she was still a mayor, which is hindi naman impeachable position, 'di ba? Dito pala involvement, no? Dahil lang sa isang wala kang concrete na ebidensya. Drinag lang yung pangalan niya. Destabilization of public disorder effort including the totality of her conduct as a vice president. Ano ba ginagawa ni Vice President Sara? 'Di ba? Dito lang the entire article of the impeachment complaint is bullshit. Sorry. So you really think that VP Sara will just gonna take this sitting down? Of course not. You can say anything that you want. Now the question is, if there is unconstitutionality, what will be the next move? Diba? What do you think will gonna be the next move? Yung mga pronouncement ng ibang mga nag-i-explain kung bakit sila pumirma dahil natatakot sila maputulan sila ng budget. Do you really think she's gonna run after those people? I don't know. I don't think so. Hindi naman mapaganti ang mga Duterte, 'di ba? But then again, this only goes to show that yung 240 na pumirma diyan, pag inisa-isa ba natin 'yan at tanungin natin sila, yung ginawa ba ni Vice President Sara Duterte during her time as a mayor will constitute an impeachment for her? 'Di ba? Kung tingnan ba natin yung mga ginawa ni Bongbong Marcos during his time as a vice governor and governor and senador. Kung gagamitin ba natin yon, like yung nasabi siya sa pork barrel ni Napoles. Hmm. Kahit ako, hindi ako mag-agree dun. Bakit? Nangyari ba yun nung time na presidente siya? Hindi naman siya presidente nung time na yun eh. Bakit hindi nyo kinasuhan Oh, bakit hindi niyo kasuhan ng graft and corruption si VP Sara? Mas appropriate pa nga yun, eh, kung meron talaga kayong matibay na ebidensya against her. Tapos isa-summon niyo yung kanyang bank records. How did you come up with that, 'di ba? How did you come up with this? Unexplained wealth niya, if you have to summon her bank records. Aren't you supposed to show her guilt and her not to defend her innocence? Tapos imagine niyo, i-picture out niyo yung mga nasa prosecution team niyo. Hmm, 'di ba? Alam mo minamadali nga daw ng Supreme Court, binibigyan nila ng priority yung mga petition about dito sa impeachment. So I hope they're going to give well, that's the Supreme Court, no? Wala tayong ibang panghahawa sa ngayon, executive and legislative. Judiciary na lang ang pinakamatino na puwede nating panghawakan, eh. The fate of every Filipino people now is in the hands of, the Supreme Court, the judiciary, 'di ba? So dun pa lang, eh, dun pa lang ano na tayo. And actually meron din siyempreng good news 'no, sa April 1 magkakaroon na ng oral arguments about sa GAA. The same time, I guess, 22, April 22 para naman sa oral arguments ng Maharlika Fund. Everything in the administration of Bangag Jr. is crumbling down right in front of our faces. 'Di ba? Nakakagulat, nakakapagtaka, hindi naman. Sinasabi nila hindi daw mapapatunayan na bangag si Junior. Pakinggan niyo nga yung mga sinasabi niya tungkol sa rally-rally niya. Matinong tao ba ang nagsasalita ng gano'n? 'Di ba? Kayo na lang. Yeah, even without the drug test, the hair follicle test, even without that, walang matinong tao magsasalita ng mga gano'n. Lalong-lalo na when he speaks up, tapos maraming ebidensya magpapatunay na nagsisinungaling siya. Anyway guys, again, this will gonna be a fun ride. We have to brace ourselves because this will gonna be fun. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.